How to use the STARR model to create superstar performance when people are virtual. Your people want to do the work that's important to you. When they are virtual and they don't deliver what you want, the devil was probably in the details that didn't get communicated effectively in a virtual setting. As virtual leaders, none of us can afford to have 80% of our people spend at least half their time on avoidable rework. To make sure that people are more successful doing right work the first time, use the STAR model to guide you to communicate the details that matter: scope, timeline, attributes, resources, and the all-important reasons for each of the other four. This short tutorial is going to focus on the A of the STAR model, attributes. What are attributes? Attributes are word pictures. Attributes communicate the details that are in your head so that someone else can see the same picture in their head and therefore deliver it. Let's assume that we want your assistant, Tom, to plan a dinner celebration for an upcoming virtual team meeting face-to-face in Vail, Colorado. Before Tom goes off to do a lot of work that you will not want or like, you want to get clear about the attributes up front. There are 5 key attributes to clarify. First is what it is. You might say something like, I want people to be able to order whatever food they want off the menu, appetizer, main course, desserts, everything. And the reason why is that we're going to the restaurant as a group, and so often those restaurants limit us to choosing 2 or 3 entrees before we get there. If someone wants pasta in our group, I don't want to force them to eat chicken or steak. We must order off the menu. The second kind of attribute is to detail what it isn't, what you don't want. You might say something like, I don't want this gathering to be something like a pizza party. And the reason why is that pizza is too casual and too inexpensive. At least one of the menu choices that everybody gets to choose from must be one of the best steaks in town. Here's another example of what it isn't. I don't want you to select a dinner spot that is loud like a singles gathering. And the reason why is that I want people to be able to talk and hear each other without shouting over loud music or loud crowds. We need that time for our people to make the interpersonal connections they need to work successfully together when we all return to our distant locations. The third kind of attribute would be a comparison. I'd like to find a restaurant that's not super luxurious like the Four Seasons, but instead is more like Marriott luxurious. And the reason why is that we want a sense of luxury, but I do have a budget that I've got to limit myself to. The fourth kind of attribute is to relate previous experience. It could be a real experience, such as, Tom, you remember that restaurant we ate at last year? Wasn't that wonderful? Well, the reason why I want us to find a restaurant similar to last year is that it was memorable with great food, great bonding. Everyone just loved it. We can also relate virtual experiences that we've all had, like the Academy Awards. Might go something like this. Tom, I want to have an award ceremony similar to the Academy Awards. And the reason why was I want people to take back something tangible to put on their desks that marks the significant progress we achieved this year. Now, I'd like you to come up with 5 choices of a really nice award or symbol that we can put on our desks and help people remember the mark of this particular occasion. It can also be something that's engraved. It doesn't have to be a trophy. It can be something great that people will love. The last kind of attributes would be those that relate to the senses: see, hear, feel, smell, and taste. Could be something like this. Tom, when you select that restaurant, I want it to reflect the ambiance of being in the mountains at Vail. And the reason why is I don't want the restaurant to feel like it could be in any city anywhere in the world. It needs to be uniquely Vail, with mountain smells, fireplaces, rustic interior, if you can find it. I want people to remember our time together as distinctly Vail. Here's another example. I want the restaurant to have windows with a view of Vail or the mountains if it's possible. And the reason why is I just hate being in those sterile ballrooms or spaces that lack windows and local ambiance. They just feel like sterile rooms that could be anywhere. It needs to be uniquely Vail. Anytime you assign work to be done, use the STAR model to make sure you have communicated the key details and the reason so that both you and the other person will be very happy with the result that they deliver. When you think of attributes, there are 5 attributes to think about each time you use the STAR model. Remember, detail the key attributes that are important to you and why. Involve the other person in talking about the attributes. In a virtual setting, you might even use WebEx or Link Whiteboard to document the details while you both watch the screen together. Agree on the key details only. Empower the virtual team member to execute the work and make other decisions accordingly. This is Dr. Jacqueline Costner of Bridge the Distance. Please visit our blog, sign up for our tweets, and check out some of our other videos on YouTube. This is Jacqueline Costner signing off.